Leo, hey beautiful, Melissa here to do a timeless reading for you. We are going to do a whatever comes up. So basically I'm going to look at your current situation and then it's going to give you an action and a potential outcome, okay? So let's see what we get here for your current situation. Lots of stuff. We're going to not take any of that. Just way too many cards, Lee. I'm Melissa, by the way. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for the day. If you need to know anything about myself or this channel, you can find that in the About section or in the description box below. Okay, so your current situation, is the Knight of Pentacles. I like the Knight of Pentacles. So I do feel like you've been kind of like working on, I feel like your finances is what I'm getting right now. And we will talk about love if it comes up, Leo, but I'm not focusing on love. I think love might be in the future here, though. So your action needed is the Six of Swords, and then your potential outcome here is the Knight of Cups. I almost feel like it's just saying you're focusing on work at this time, and with the Six of Swords as your action needed. Your King of Cups is your overarching energy. Okay, so it does feel like there is love here, but I do feel like it's saying you're focused on work is what I'm getting right now with the Six of Swords. Maybe I don't know, maybe Leo, you'll know this who this is for. This isn't going to be for everybody, but maybe you do have a Virgo very strongly, or Virgo very strong in your chart, but maybe you do have a Virgo that is at a distance from you and it's asking you I do feel like you're withdrawn at this time. Again, from love, I do feel like you've been focused on your own, trying to figure out what you want out of this lifetime, okay? And I feel like you've been working kind of diligently towards that, but I do feel like it's giving this energy of you with your like head down in your work, it's almost like for whoever the distance is for, I feel like you know that this person is for you, and ultimately like you're afraid of the risk of you don't have to give everything up, even if you were to move, okay? Even if you were to travel towards somebody. And if this isn't a physical distance, this is talking about, I feel like it's saying you've been distant generally, okay? So if you're at a physical distance, I feel like you know that, who that's for. And otherwise, I feel like it's saying the rest of you have been withdrawn and very distant. And I feel like it's saying that you need to move towards the things that it's like you don't have to give up all the things you've attained, okay? Like the material world things. Wow, the Knight of Pentacles twice. You are very focused on stability. I think what it's saying here is you're almost like afraid to go for whatever this is because you don't think it's practical. It's got like a strong energy of you needing to kind of let down that it's a barrier. You have like a barrier up. I can feel it, and it's again, I feel like you know who this is for most of you. Again, I feel like you've been distant with them because you don't want to. You feel like you can't have both, like practicality or stability is what I'm getting, and love. And it's saying absolutely you can. And I think it's asking you to kind of transition more into the Lover's card now. This transformation, I don't think usually it's an unwelcomed change, and I do think it's maybe saying that there is going to be maybe even travel for work that will bring you near to the person that you're meant to be with. You may not know who that is. For those of you who know you're at a distance, I feel like it is asking you to set down the fears that you have built up in your head and kind of transform into, I'm getting like this. So this can mean a choice, this Lover's card here, but I'm getting that it's saying like it doesn't have to be a choice right now. Like you don't have to choose between love and your happiness, or love and your career, or love and your business, or whatever it is. You can have both of those things at the same time. And I think that what has happened is you've had an unhealthy We've all had, by the way, not just you. We've all had unhealthy connections that were there to help us evolve as a species, okay? And in general, I feel like you might be worried that this, because of the strength of the feeling, with the Lovers card, it feels like a strong pull, whoever this is, or it will whenever you meet them, if you have not met them yet. That is just kind of saying, don't... Oh... Okay, so, oh my god, this is so funny, you guys. I don't know, that's why I always do my little usual spreads, because I know what the fuck, you know, I know like I can feel the energy so quickly on them. But this one is saying here that the transformation has happened, where you're in this new space where I think in the past you maybe had attached to connections kind of unhealthily. I think we all did. Like I said, we have unhealthy connections, and oftentimes what is unhealthy in them is that we don't know who we are. We are kind of seeking validation from that person. And it's kind of saying now that you have transformed, or in the midst of a transformation, that is bringing you into a place where you aren't, it's like you're going to be, this doesn't have to be a sneaky card, okay? It means withholding something, okay? And I think it's saying that it's telling you you're no longer going to have that need to kind of divulge everything immediately. You're worried about that. You're worried about if a new relationship would turn the same way that your past relationships have. With the introspection that you've done and the diligent work you've done on yourself, on your spirit, on your ego, it looks like you've done, you know, just worked on everything. You haven't skipped any steps. And it looks like it hasn't been a slow process, or a short process, you guys. It looks like it has been a long process. It looks like you've been doing this for quite some time, and I feel like it's saying, it's time, baby. Love is in the air, okay? You got the King of Cups in your overarching energy. In the potential outcome, you have the Knight of Cups. It's about true deep love, and honestly, I feel like I love both of these cards actually, but I do feel like it's saying that the overall energy, the feel of this is about two people who have come to a place where they're not in that need to validate yourselves through each other. You have done that on your own. You've done all the work you need to do. So you're not going to be walking into this kind of like giving them everything, the power is what I'm getting. Wow. I think maybe this is what the problem is that you're having here, is that maybe you have had a lot of different opportunities. Or there's just going to be a lot of opportunities. This new you that I'm watching, like, you transform into, it's attractive because, not in an egotistical way, people can feel that sort of clouded energy on somebody when the person hasn't met their own spirit and fallen in love with it yet, okay? So when we are all like kind of walking around like aimless creatures, it's because we haven't gotten to know half of ourselves, which is our higher self. We've only known our third dimensional being for the most part with the awakening that's gone on, the mass awakening. It is this new sense of some of us were unable to feel things before and now can. Including, again, that feeling, that empty, that lost, that maybe we have had relationships where we needed validation from each other, and it wasn't our fault. It was A, because we've either been through some traumatic things, or B, because we didn't know ourselves. We were literally disconnected from half of our entire being, which is our spirit. So I feel like it's saying here, because of all the work you've done to really transform, and again, I don't think you've acknowledged that that's what you've been going through. By the way, all this work you've done, I'm sure it's not only been, in business, but I do think that has helped you grow spiritually as well. I think all of these things here set up in our third dimensional awareness is to help us ascend both third dimensionally and fifth dimensionally, okay? So I'm watching you literally constantly, go after the things that you're being called to go after, whether it be get a therapist, whatever it is, or go after, kind of fearlessly go after your ideas in your own head, because you have to answer this, this longing, or this void that we all talk about, and we think it comes from all different places and things, but the void is our disconnection from our own spirit, okay? And it looks like you've had a wild awakening and transformation into that sort of more fifth dimensional ability to be able to feel things more deeply, but on that same level, because you are connected to your spirit now, you don't long for things like you used to, and you won't feel, I almost feel like that's what it's saying, is like you feel like you're going to be more needy because you're all of a sudden being able to feel things more clearly. And again, that's just being connected to your spirit and your emotions and your heart. And again, it's saying because you have done what you needed to do, you followed your own calls in your soul, you've really tamed that egotistical need to doubt ourselves is really one of our worst, our ego's worst attributes. And so when we are constantly doubting that we can take on or accomplish the things that are coming through our head, it just puts you in a state of lack constantly. Like, well, like, why are my dreams so much bigger than what I'm capable of? Oh, baby, they're not. Like, you just need to believe in yourself. And I feel like that transition has gone on, that transformation. And so in the love department, because you have kind of stepped out of your comfort zone in I'm guessing, business, career, friendships, whatever it is, I feel like you've stepped out of a comfort zone after some introspection. And it's brought in sort of a new, even third dimension. It's evolved you third dimensionally as well. So where that doubt inside of you is, it is no longer there. It's like, well, it's not no longer there. This shit's going to be there. But you're recognizing that when you doubt something and you go for it, again, I don't feel like you've gone after your big dreams. I'm going to say that. I do feel like you've gone after things that you were afraid that you couldn't attain, and you did attain them, or you're in the midst of attaining them, or even if you don't attain them, I feel like you recognize now that all of what you learned while trying to attain that was just as powerful or as crucial to your expansion or your ascension as if you would have attained it. Like, when we fail at something, we don't fail at something. We literally learn everything we learned along that path. So while we didn't get the outcome we were looking for, because guess what? It wasn't meant to be our outcome. With third dimensionally, we had an idea of what the outcome would look like. Fifth dimensionally, we knew that we were actually just evolving. And so anyways, I do feel like there's somebody you have in mind. If you don't have, I do feel like you have somebody in mind. Could be a Sagittarius, a Scorpio, an Aquarius, a Pisces, a Gemini. A Scorpio is very strong. Virgo is like the strongest here, and we do have another Leo as well. But it is saying here, like, now you are able to kind of step into, maybe that, I don't think, I feel like I don't want to give this advice because this isn't how I see things, but I'm going to say what I feel like it's saying. I don't think it's telling you to hide your feelings, okay? I think it's actually just saying that at this time you're no longer going to need to overshare at the wrong time. While I think vulnerability is mandatory in a love situation, I think it's saying that the reason why, sometimes when we're, I would say, not overly vulnerable, when we need, vulnerability is not a bad thing when you don't need people, right? Because we shouldn't need people, but we don't know that. What we need is to, again, honor ourselves into our own callings, whether that is approaching a love connection and not being afraid to do so, because we'll never know if that was for us if we never say anything about it, right? So it's like, I feel like you have been actually going after things, and I feel like you have had things that didn't come in for you. And I feel like, again, you've even recognized how powerful that was in your ascension. And I do feel like it's saying now that you're not, it's not asking you to hide your feelings, I'm just saying that you're not divulging them immediately because you don't feel needy of this person. You will now just naturally give that information out at the right time because you're no longer afraid of like that. You know, if it's for you, it's for you. You can't overshare, undershare. It's like, so it is like you're kind of mysterious. That's what I'm getting. I feel like you're just a lot more mysterious than you used to be. You know who's not mysterious? Leo, me. Okay, I'm not mysterious at all. Maybe, I guess, it's the love department a little bit, but I do feel like it's just saying you have this very, magnetic and mysterious energy about you right now, and I feel like it's bringing in opportunities in everything. I'm just watching your spirit grow, your third dimensional being grow in business, in love, and I feel like I'm watching you just evolve here into this space of a perfect balance of your head and your heart. The ultimate last outcome, right? And I feel like it's because you're going to have, opportunities I love this Fool card, by the way, and Aquarius is now very strong, but new opportunities coming in your future in every department. Love, relationships, all friendships, even collaborations in your business, whatever it is you're pursuing. I feel like you're going to have all these opportunities now because you've worked really hard on making sure that your energy is clean. Energy being clean means basically that you're doing what you're being called to do from within, not what people are telling you to do. That is how we become, aligned in this lifetime, is by literally following the calls that we have. So whatever those are, baby, and it looks like you have, but I feel like there's more. I feel like there's bigger ones, and I feel like the opportunities are going to be there. And again, you don't need to put yourself out there, because I do feel like you've evolved to a space where, not put yourself out there, you should do that, but not like on blast. You don't need to be like stalking people down, and I think that's what it's saying. It's like you're not going to be doing that because you know that any opportunity that is meant for you can't evade you. And yeah, I do feel just like a lot of work opportunities coming in for you. And again, because you have done just some massive awakening with the Hanged Man here as well. And now you could be dealing with the Pisces as well. You could be dealing with any sign, obviously. But I feel like it's just saying here that you have so many, this is one of my love cards, but it is also just stating that your life is going to be the life you love because you're following the calls of your soul, not what people told you needed to do to be a good person or a practical person or follow this schedule or that. And if, by the way, you feel called to do those things, absolutely do them. But it's when we try so hard to fit into a mold that we weren't meant to fit into, we just don't have the opportunity to be ourselves. And that is not a good, it's a very suppressed, oppressed, we think everybody's oppressing, but it's us, but it's really us suppressing us, and I'm getting that you have come powerfully through that transformation, which I think we all are awakening to this idea that what do you mean? Like, oh, so I was just supposed to be like happy? I was just supposed to be fulfilling myself or honoring myself or my own calls, and that's all I needed to feel this like emotionally stable. It's like I'm just watching you like on a floaty in a fucking pool with a mocktail or whatever, maybe a drink, a cocktail, I don't really care. So just, this is like life was meant to be enjoyed, not brutally worked after. Now you're going to have to work hard towards things that you love, Leo, and I think you know that. I think you don't have a problem doing that, but you shouldn't be beating yourself to death to do things that you hate. Like, who came up with this fucking plan, and how did we all fall for it? Anyways, guys, I just got a little passionate about this. I get so passionate about it because it hurts to watch so many people buying the idea that somehow our lives were meant to be just kind of mundane or mediocre, while whomever we're working our asses off for is living that on that fucking floaty with their little mocktail or their cocktail. And no, we were meant to get after our own fucking floaties and our own cocktails. We were not meant to do that for others, and it is. I think we're all awakening to that. But I do feel like it's saying that you've gone through this mass awakening that, like, one of the biggest evolutions that a human will encounter in a lifetime. And it is just bringing you a life that you love. A life that you love is all I'm getting on the King of Cups. And not just it's like you love your life so much you no longer have any of those kind of like, where maybe even you thought you had anger issues at one point. It's like, no baby, that's called your inner power dying to come. Like, it wants you to like acknowledge it. It wants you to, it's like, I want to come back to you, mama, dada, whatever, non-binary. I want to come back to you, and I want to do what we're meant here to do here, but you keep, suppressing me and all my good ideas. This is your spirit, I guess I'm talking to. I'm talking for your spirit, and it's like you've been suppressing whatever part of you that would have always made you so happy, but you've done all the things you needed to do. You've encountered nothing that you did in this lifetime was for naught. It has all brought you to where you are now. But now is the time where you get to live the life you love because you're following the calls of your own soul. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Okay, so I do feel like saying the opportunities that are coming in for you are actually going to be opportunities for you to help others. If what your business is whatever you do. I feel like you're a leader, and I do feel like you have a business for most of you. And some of you can be at work, a management position or something like that, or needing to step into a more leadership role, because what it's saying is like that you've learned so much now. It's like, can you imagine just being a cashier somewhere with all this information, all this power, all this wisdom? and you're just a cashier and you don't divulge any. This is like, hey, can we, we're supposed to be telling people how to do this, and we have all this fucking guidance to give and we don't give it to anybody. So to live the life you love, you do need to follow the calls of your own soul. I love you so much, Lee, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Mwah.